So today I'm going to make some wool soakers using the Katrina's wool soaker pattern, which I will link in the description below. I just thought this might be interesting. I've done one of these videos before using upcycled sweaters, but today we're going to use this amazing wool interlock that I get from Nature's Fabrics. I'm going to link them too. You're going to want that link. If you want to make wool diaper covers, this is the stuff you want. This, honestly, I've looked all over. Nothing compares to this. This is just the best. It's really, really amazing stuff. It's got a little bit of stretch. It's 97% wool and 3% spandex. And it's going to felt a little bit, so it gives you a really, really, really great cover. If you're wondering why would you want to use a wool cover on your baby, I'm going to just tell you briefly because I think it's one of those things, if you know, you know. So when you have a wool cover on your baby over a cloth diaper, even though wool is not waterproof, it's quite water resistant, and we're going to treat it with lanolin, and it's breathable, but it doesn't get wet unless your baby, I don't know how long you would have to leave your baby in a diaper for it to get wet through on the wool. Typically what happens, your baby's diaper inside can get quite wet, and then you'll start to feel a dampness. And when you feel that dampness, you know, oh my goodness, you got to change the baby's diaper. Usually you can just put it right back on again over the next diaper. If it does feel a little damp, you just set it aside, let it air dry, and you pop on another one and you use a second one. Somehow wool has magical properties to it. They're not really magical, but turns urine into basically salt and water. The water evaporates, the salt is just salt. So until your diapers start smelling like urine, you don't need to wash them, unless they get poop on them, of course. But they're great. So it just cuts down on your laundry a lot, because if you're using, say, a flat inside here, flats are easy, or pre-flats are easy to wash and dry, and you're not doing these covers very often, unless you get poop on them, and at which point you should go and wash it right away and let it air dry again. So at the end of the video, I'm going to add the links to the videos I made on how to wash and how to analyze, and I will add those in the description as well. It's really not hard, and it just doesn't take very long to do. It's well worth the payoff. You're not doing them often. Okay, so let's get into making these wool covers today. I'm going to make a couple large ones. For one, my grandson is growing, and for two, one of you would like a large. And I don't happen to have one in stock, so I'm just gonna make one. Okay, so I have all the pattern pieces cut out, and what I did was I attached the front to the back, because the fewer seams, especially in the crotch area, the better. So we're going to try and have just the side seams, and of course, you know, the seams where the leg holes are. You'll see. And this as well, I taped it together because, again, you don't want a seam there on your baby. All right, let's cut this stuff out. Just gonna pin this to the edge here, and I'm pinning it on the fold so that one less seam. I'm not big on using a lot of pins. It's not my favorite. I'm gonna cut out this piece first. That's the bulk of the diaper, and then we'll just do the legs and the waist and the soaker piece for the center. Okay, so I have all my pieces cut out. There's only just a few here, 5, I guess. So this is the front and the back that is all one piece. So there we have, this is the bulk of the body. This is the back and the front. And then we're going to take this, we're going to sew it in here. And then we have 2 leg holes and the waistband. First up, we're going to sew this into here. Put a few pins around. So we're just going to zigzag all around the edges of this. Now this is slow going because I want to catch both sides. I want the zigzag to seal it so it's a nice, pretty smooth edge. I don't want it to be all on just the inner pad. So I'm trying to catch both sides. So slow and steady wins the race. Okay, so here we have it. You can see the inside is nicely sewn in. And it looks pretty good from the back. It's sort of impossible to make it perfect, but actually it looks pretty good. Turn it inside out again. So I'm just going to sew across here. I'm gonna leave a nice seam allowance, and then after I'm gonna fold these back, and I'm going to just top stitch that down. Okay, so here's that seam. So I sewed it and then I top stitched it down. So on the other side, it's going to look nice and neat, and it will be soft on baby's skin. There won't be a big lump there. And now I'm going to go ahead and sew the leg holes in. Okay, so we're going to take these little leg holes, and what we do is we sew the ends together like so. And I've done this one. And then what we do is we take the seams, put them together, and we just fold it. And boom, that is the little leg. So I'm going to pin these together. And what I do is I pin the seam to seam. And then we do one at the exact opposite side. Line those two pins up. So we have the 4 pins in there. Okay, so we've got the diaper cover. I've turned it inside right. So these are the finished, this is the finished side, nice side, and the hem, the rougher sides on the inside. Okay, and then we're going to take our leg cuffs, and I'm gonna start with the seam, and I'm gonna put it on this side. And I'm gonna go ahead and pin these all around, and then when we flip it, after it's sewn, it's gonna be the right side. Okay, so what I do is I tuck this whole leg hole in, and I match up this seam with that seam, put the pin there. Oh, and, oh, I forgot to mark these. Oh, darn. If I sew it here, we're gonna have these 3 edges around the legs, which is where poop sometimes goes. So I'm gonna serge this so that it's just one solid piece. You can certainly sew it, but I don't like that. I finished the legs and I've pinned on the waistband, and I'm just gonna run that through the serger now. And there we have it. I've got 2 little soakers ready to go off to 2 little bums. Next, I'm actually going to give these a quick wash and lanolize them. And I have another video on that you can check out over here. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to give it a like, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.